Brian Stelter is out of a job at CNN with the network deciding to cancel his weekend program, Reliable Sources, a show that's been on the air for 30 years, the last 9 of which Brian Stelter hosted. And this is part of CNN's attempt to rebrand itself. We know that CNN used to try to play the role of being a down-the-line corporate media outlet, positioning itself as the rational center between Fox News on the right and MSNBC on the left, going with the most trusted name in news moniker. Then the Trump years rolled around and they shifted into being a more outwardly anti-Trump network, more opinionated, becoming a lot more just like an MSNBC alternative. But now, with some changes over at CNN, with Jeff Zucker out, with Chris Cuomo out, with CNN Plus failing miserably, they have the room to make some image changes, and it looks like they're going back in the direction of being a more hard news, down-the-line network. And I'm sure they'll still be worthy of plenty of criticism, right? Because they probably will continue to try to be neutral instead of objective. They'll be too corporate, too sensationalist, focus on two stories. But to me, at least, I do think that this makes sense for them to go in this direction because there seems to be more market share trying to be the centrist news outlet with so many other cable news outlets being left or right. And it seems like the change is largely being influenced by John Malone, who is the most powerful investor over at Warner Brothers Discovery, Inc. That's the parent company of CNN. And Malone is a right/libertarian guy. He's not a Trumpist, but he's definitely conservative. He actually likes to watch Fox News, reportedly. And I don't know if you've seen this, but over at Fox, they absolutely love to bash Brian Stelter whenever given the opportunity. So it makes sense that after seeing all that Fox News, that Malone would want to go in the direction of ousting Brian Stelter in favor of someone else. And, you know, just with the network trying to make all these changes generally, there was just no room for Stelter, unfortunately, for him. And then there's also the money angle, too, right? Because Stelter was reportedly making almost $1 million a year, despite the fact that his show is only getting 500,000 to 600,000 viewers per episode. So looking at the business side of things, it just doesn't seem to add up. And final point I wanted to make on this, I do like the idea of having a media literacy show out there, something with the idea of being focused on the media, a watchdog for the media, but is CNN the right place to have a show like this? Because you can't pretend to be the arbiter of good journalistic practices when it comes to other networks, when you yourself at your network are also going to be victims of the same sort of biases and problems, right? You're just not in a position where you have the credibility to do a show like that. And it often would create this conflict of interest where you don't cover your own network with the same sort of scrutiny that you'll cover other networks. Like I remember when CNN Plus failed, Stelter went on the airwaves and he talked about how it was really too early to tell whether or not CNN Plus was a success because it only made it a couple of weeks or a couple of days, whatever it was. And so it was just too early to tell. Well, if MSNBC or Fox News' streaming network failed so early, would he have had the same commentary? I don't think so. Something tells me his takes would have been a little bit different. And of course, you can just decide not to cover what's going on at your network at all. So it created all these conflicts. I just don't think that CNN was the right place for it. And that is the latest. Reliable Sources canceled after 30 years, the last 9 of which Brian Stelter hosted. And now he's out of a job looking for somewhere else to work.
The only streaming service dedicated to documentaries is CuriosityStream, our longtime sponsor. On CuriosityStream, you will find the best selection of documentaries, better than any other platform. They've got the newest and most critically acclaimed titles. I've been watching CuriosityStream in my living room. I recently watched the 6-episode series Inside the Mind of a Con Artist. I'm fascinated by scammers and cons and how they get away with what they do. Really great series that I can recommend to you. CuriosityStream is always adding new content. They've got documentaries by filmmakers we know and love, but they make it easy to find new independent documentaries as well. If you want to absorb as much as you can, CuriosityStream is for you. If you want to retain very little once you turn off the TV, you can also just relax with like a nature documentary. CuriosityStream has those too. And with the special discount for my audience, you can get CuriosityStream for $15 a year, not a month, a year. That's under $2 a month. Go to curiositystream.com/Pacman and use the code Pacman. The link is down below.